sheet in the heat is a feat of defeat, a hollow-ass space where the ghosts come to eat. The pillow is a willow that weeps in the billow, a heavy-ass shadow on a soft-ass pillow.
The empty side of the bed weighs 1,000 tons, running from the memory like a man with guns. I'm sleeping in the valley of the half-gone sun.
The dent in the spent is a permanent rent, a scent of the heaven that was only ass lent.
I lean on the mean in the unseen scene, a king with no queen in a broken machine.
The empty side of the bed weighs 1,000 tons. I'm sleeping in the valley of the half-gone sun.
I am the space you can't fill with your sleep, a promise of water that's too dark and deep. Don't turn over.
The frame and the name and the shame of the game. The fire is gone, but I still feel the flame.
The copper is cold and the signal is dead, but I'm hearing your voice in the wires in my head. A frequency lost in the reach of the stars. I'm a radio tower with emotional scars. I'm broadcasting long into a frequency of none, a satellite orbiting a long dead sun. It's just static in the wire, a hum in the dark, a ghost in the current, a dying spark. I'm calling your name through the thunder and rain, but the rhythm of the static is the sound of my pain. It's just static in the wire, a hum in the dark, a ghost in the current, a dying spark. I'm calling your name through the thunder and rain, but the rhythm of the static is the sound of my pain. The airwaves are heavy with the things left unsaid, a tapestry woven from a silver gray thread. I'm tuning the dial through the hiss and the roar, searching for a signal that exists no more. You're the silence between every pulse of the beat, of frozen transmission, a cold bitter heat. It's just static in the wire, a hum in the dark, a ghost in the current, a dying spark. I'm calling your name through the thunder and rain, but the rhythm of the static is the sound of my pain. It's just static in the wire, a hum in the dark, a ghost in the current, a dying spark. I'm calling your name through the thunder and rain, but the rhythm of the static is the sound of my pain.
Disconnect the line, let the feedback rise. I'm watching the world through a stranger's eyes. Wait for the surge, let the voltage take over.
Devotion is silent, the power is low, but the static is all that I have left to know. I'll stay on this channel until the end of the day, listening to the words that you didn't say. It's just static in the wire, a hum in the dark, a ghost in the current, a dying spark. I'm calling your name through the thunder and rain, but the rhythm of the static is the sound of my pain. It's just static in the wire, a hum in the dark, a ghost in the current, a dying spark. I'm calling your name through the thunder and rain, but the rhythm of the static is the sound of my pain. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, ain't it rubble, babe? Oh, yeah. Designing a room with the shape of your breath, a blueprint of longing, a dance with the ghost of death. The windows are stained with the soot of old dreams, and the floorboards are weeping at the structural seams. You're the negative space in the frame of the door, a presence so heavy I can't breathe anymore. This house is a skeleton, whitewashed and cold, built on the promises that we couldn't hold. I'm walking through hallways of silence and stone, and this architecture being alone. The dust and the light is a map of our past, a kingdom of shadows not meant to last. I trace the geometry of where your shadow fell, a beautiful prison, a velvet lined cell. Every corner is sharp with the edge of your name, a structural fire with the frozen flame. Oh, this house is a skeleton, whitewashed and cold, built on the promises that we couldn't hold. I'm walking through hallways of silence and stone, in this architecture of being alone. The ceiling is falling, the ink is the rain. Let the foundation break, hey. I didn't need bricks, I just needed your ghost to build a cathedral to the thing I love most. Now the ink is the mortar, the paper is the floor, and I'm locked in a room with no window or door. This house is a skeleton, whitewashed and cold, a ton of promises that we couldn't hold. I'm walking through hallways of silence and stone, in this architecture of being alone.
Clock is blocked by the shock of the rock. I unlock the dot where the shadows flood. My pulses are compulsion, a soulful explosion, a natural compulsion with zero revulsion. I'm drifting, shifting, the heavy lifting of a gift that's sifting through the gravest. And no lies, no signs, just the depth of the minds where the light of your spirit finally shines.
This is the halls with gravity, the weight of the soul, the unquantized vision that made us whole.
Slow down. The pocket is deep, I got promises to keep, while the rest of the world is fast asleep. I confess the process of besodic, accept the heavy ink address and a lo-fi dress. It's raw, it's real, it's the way that I feel, an iron seal on a spinning wheel. Forget the grid, feel the vibration.
The weight of the weight is too great for the gate. I'm sealing my fate with the ink on the plate. The bass in the case is the pace of the chase. I'm tracing the grace of your ghostly face.
It's heavy, it's steady, I'm ready to levy a love that's as deep as a dark underbelly.
Can you feel it in your bones? It's not a whisper, it's a fizzle sound. A love so heavy it shakes the ground.
Sinking and thinking while blinking that ink on the brink of a link that'll never shrink. The vibration is stationed in the foundation, a soul integration, no quantization.
The cup is up, but the luck is stuck in the mud. A flood in the blood from a silent ass thud. The steam is a dream that burst at the seam. A scheme and the gleam of a dying sunbeam.
Black coffee and concrete, the flavor of goodbye. Underneath the heavy weight of a low-pass sky. The morning is an anchor dragging on the floor. I don't recognize the person at the door.
The grounds and the mounds make the rounds of the sounds. A beast in the east that has broken the bound.
Hold to the top.
I sip on the drip of a sinking ass ship with a grip on the lip and the bruise on the hip.
Black coffee and concrete, the flavor of goodbye. Underneath the heavy weight of a low-pass sky. It's getting cold, the porcelain is cracked. There's no way to take the silence back. Just a stain on the table.
Is mean in this grayscale scene, a ghost in the toast of a broken machine.
Black coffee and concrete, the flavor of goodbye. Coffee and concrete, the flavor of goodbye.
between the bass. I see your face, a graceful trace in this hollow place. I don't need the clatter, just what matters. Before the silence of the night shatters, I'm confessing the blessing of the quiet. A peaceful soul in a mental riot.
Hear my
So I'm filling the building with the love I've deployed. It's minimal, subliminal, almost criminal. How my feelings for you was so subliminal.
My chest is a chamber, hollow and vast, a cathedral of a love in the past. I speak your name and it bounces for miles through the dusty corridors and neon-lit aisles. The walls are padded with the silence of years. A reservoir built from the salt of my tears. There's a muffled sound, a heartbeat in the deep. A promise of fire that I couldn't keep. I'm trapped in a resonance, I'm lost in a tone. In this muffled chamber where I sit on the throne. It's a muffled sound, a heartbeat in the deep. A promise of fire that I couldn't keep. I'm trapped in a resonance, I'm lost in a tone. In this muffled chamber where I sit on a throne. The frequency is low beneath the human ear. A vibration of longing, of a fear. I'm tuning my spirit to the sub-bass pulse. A reality distorted, a truth that is false. Every breath is a shadow, every word is a ghost. I'm the haunted captain on a desolate coast. It's a muffled sound, a heartbeat in the deep. A promise of fire that I couldn't keep. I'm trapped in a resonance, I'm lost in a tone. In this muffled chamber where I sit on a throne. Close the heavy doors, let the darkness settle in. The echo is the only place where you and I begin. The air is getting thin, the reverb is long. I'm becoming the ghost of my own sad song. I'll stay in the chamber where the ink doesn't dry, underneath the weight of an internal sky. It's a muffled sound, a heartbeat in the deep. A promise of fire that I couldn't keep. I'm trapped in the resonance, I'm lost in the tone. In this muffled chamber where I sit on a throne.
In the marrow, the path is narrow. I'm aiming my truth like a lo-fi arrow. The roads are bleeding, my soul is pleading for the kind of love that's into leading. Saturated vows and heavy brows in the garden of us, where the sub-bass plows.
Feel the marrow, feel the marrow, feel the
texture is grit, the feeling is it. A match in the dark that's finally lit. I confess the need for the rhythm we feed. A heavy ink harvest from a soulful seed. Cellar, I'm the teller of the stellar, a dweller in the dark, a lo-fi propeller. The sub is the rub of the club in my chest. I'm giving you the living proof of the best. No treble, just a pebble of a rebel heart, tearing the silence in a distance apart.
Underneath the wet with gravity, the gravity of us, moving the mountains of doubt and the dust.
I confess the excess of the depth I possess. In this void, I'm employed by the love I address. The frequency is sequence for your ears only. The pocket is deep, and I'm no longer lonely.
Silence, I find the compliance of a heart in need of your soul's alliance. The sub is the anchor, the cure for the rancor, a deep reservoir in a lo-fi tanker. Satin textures and rough conjectures. Your love is the lesson in my midnight lectures.
I'm dropping the mask, I'm finishing the task, and the glow of your soul is where I bask. It's minimal, pure, a subsonic cure, a confession of love that is heavy and sure. And then it
scraping on the bottom of the well, a desperate sound in this hollow shell. I'm extracting the blackness from the very last drop, a rhythm addiction that I can't seem to stop. Writing your ghost on a scorched earth page, a frantic bird in a glass-walled cage. The ink is running dry, but the hand won't stay still, tracing your shadow by the force of my will. It's the final signature, the last of the die, under the weight of a sunless sky. The ink is running dry, but the hand won't stay still, tracing your shadow by the force of my will. It's the final signature, the last of the die, under the weight of a sunless sky. The nib is scratching, the paper is torn, a document of beauty, tattered and worn. I'm using the blood when the ink fails to flow, a crimson map of the things I don't know. The bottle is empty, the reservoir is dead, but I'm still hearing the things that we said. is running dry, but the hand won't stay still. Tracing your shadow by the force of my will. It's the final signature, the last of the die. Under the weight of the sunless sky. The ink is running dry, but the hand won't stay still. Tracing your shadow by the force of my will. It's the final signature, the last of the die. Under the weight of a sunless sky. Is a desert, the pen is a bone. I'm signing a treaty with the great unknown. No more letters, no more lines to be drawn. Just a heavy ink, darkness before the dawn. I've written the end, I've closed the book, but I still see your ghost in every corner I look. The ink is running dry, but the hand won't stay still. Tracing your shadow by the force of my will. It's the final signature, the last of the die. Under the weight of a sunless sky. The ink is running dry, but the hand won't stay still. Tracing your shadow by the force of my will. It's the final signature, the last of the die. Under the weight of a sunless sky. 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 The ink isn't on paper, it's under the skin. A map of the places where you and I begin. I've written your name on the marrow of the bone. A language of touch that I speak all alone. The vellum is stretched across a hollow chest, where the ghost of your heart used to come for its rest. It's etched in the white, it's stained in the red. A library of whispers of everything we said. You're the ink in the marrow, the pulse in the bone. The heaviest secret I've ever known. Drum a manuscript written in a dying tongue. A song of the ages that's never been sung. Every scar is a sentence, every bruise is a word. A story, a longing that's never been heard. I'm binding the pages with the thread of my breath. In this archive alive, in this museum of death. Yeah, it's etched in the white, it's stained in the red. A library of whispers of everything we said. You're the ink in the marrow, the pulse in the bone. The heaviest secret I've ever known. The ink is permanent, the bone is frail. I'm reading the marks like a ghost braille. Flesh has faded and the dust is all left. I'll still be a vessel of your spirit bereft, but the bone will still carry the shape of your name. A fossil of passion, a skeleton of flame. It's etched in the white, it's stained in the red. A library of whispers of everything we said. You're the ink in the marrow, the pulse in the bone. The heaviest secret I've ever known.
prefer the roof overhead. Every word that I said while the neon was red. There's a heavy pull, the moon is full, wrapping my soul in your velvet wool, pulling me down deeper into you. Pulling me down deeper into you.
Look, no glitch in the picture, the rich vibration, a solid foundation for our integration. I confess the process of this deep obsession. The gravity of you is my only possession.
The needle has stopped, but the ink is still deep. A permanent promise that I have to keep. You're not just a memory, you're part of the skin. The place where the story and the silence begin. A dark calligraphy across my whole soul. The part of the broken that makes me feel whole. It's the heavy ink signature, the final seal. The only thing left that is physically real. It's stained in the marrow, it's etched in the heart. The masterpiece woven from falling apart. I'm wearing your ghost like a velvet lined coat. A poem of longing that I never wrote. The edges are blurred, but the center is clear. The loudest vibration of everything dear. I'm a canvas of grit, I'm a texture of pain. Tracing the signature through the black rain. It's the heavy ink signature, the final seal. The only thing left that is physically real. It's stained in the marrow, it's etched in the heart. The masterpiece woven from falling apart. Doesn't fade, it just gets more deep. In the museum of ghosts where the memories sleep. The architect is finished, the building is done. I'm standing alone under a charcoal sun. But I'm not really empty, I'm filled with the trace of the heavy ink signature on my soul's face. It's the heavy ink signature, the final seal. The only thing left that is physically real. It's stained in the marrow, it's etched in the heart. The masterpiece woven from falling apart. The gears are turning with a rusted sound. A mechanical toy that's been overwound. Every second is a hammer, every minute is a nail. In this clockwork regret that will never fail. I'm a prisoner of the pendulum swinging in the dark, counting the seconds for a single spark.
Tick-tock, the rhythm of a heart that is stone. The coldest machinery I've ever known. I'm a slave to the cycle, a ghost in the gear. Remembering you is the only thing I fear.
This
Heartstrings are tight and the tension is high. I'm watching the hours of my life go by. A clockwork phantom in a brass-plated room. Building a monument, building a tomb. The ink is the oil that keeps the gears moving. A cycle of sorrow that I'm constantly proving.
Tick-tock, the rhythm of a heart that is stone. The coldest machinery I've ever known. I'm a slave to the cycle, a ghost in the gear. Remembering you is the only thing I fear.
The mainspring is snapping. The time is standing still. I'm falling through the hours against my will. Face, the hands have no end. A mechanical break that I can't quite mend. I'll stay in the machinery, part of the rust, until the clockwork regret has turned back to dust.
Tick-tock, the rhythm of a heart that is stone. The coldest machinery I've ever known. I'm a slave to the cycle, a ghost in the gear. Remember you is the only thing I fear.
That is stone. The coldest machinery I've ever known. Rhythm of a heart that is stone. From the bone, I've thrown a throne of known seeds that I've sown. I'm kneeling with the feeling of the ceiling, peeling the healing, dealing the spiritually appealing. No fake quake in the wake of the stake. Every breath I take is for your sake. The weight is fate, never late to the gate. I state the rate of a love that's great. It's the ironbound truth, unquantized and raw. The heaviest of all ever saw. I'm the architect of the dark dialect, the direct effect that you can't neglect. My ink won't blink on the brink of the sink. A solid link in the way that we think is concrete, elite on a dusty street where the rhythm and the spirit finally meet. The ice is thin, but the soul is thick. I'm lighting a wick with a lo-fi trick. Your warmth is a source, a natural force, changing the path of my lonely course. Not a word is straight, just the weight of the state of a heart that decided it couldn't wait. It's the midnight dawn, the rawest law, the most beautiful ghost I ever saw.
Living the rhythm, living the schism between the dark and your loving prism. No grid can't hold the story untold of a love that's brave and heavy, ink bold. I'm the anchor in the clank of the dark, leaving a permanent mark on your spark. The ink is heavy, the vibe is steady. I'm dropping the lever, I'm more than ready. No shallow waves, just the depths of crave. A love that's braver than the ghost in the cave. 92 beats of my heart on the grid, finally showing what the silence hid.
Where the truth begins. Da 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 da.
I rumble the ground in the frequency of us, I am bound. Unquantized passion, no robotic fashion. Against the walls of the world I'm smashing. It's the final link, the missing link. On the edge of the void I won't blink.
Da 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 da.